Hello, everyone. On today's IRS tax refund update, as we enter into week 3 of the current tax season, we'll check in on the latest developments, including the next batch of tax refunds scheduled for release this week. Meanwhile, for those of you claiming the Earned Income Tax Credit and/or Child Tax Credits who have had their refunds on hold due to the PATH Act, we'll take a look at a growing reason why your refund may be on hold even longer, and some updates for those of you still waiting on last year's tax refunds. We'll also take a look at what some of you are encountering when checking the status of your tax transcripts. Now, starting off with those tax refunds, as the next batch of direct deposit refunds are scheduled to be released and transmitted by the IRS to banks on Wednesday, February 8th, as confirmed by the IRS transcript seen here submitted by several of our viewers. Now, if you're part of this batch, do allow up until February 13th to receive that in your bank account before initiating a payment trace. A majority will, in fact, receive that deposit the day of, and depending on your bank, you actually may see it appear earlier. As a reminder for those checking their refund status online or on the IRS app, that last year in many instances the refund status results did not provide the most up-to-date information even after a refund was sent by direct deposit or paper check. For those of you who have not done so already, do take the time to create an account on the irs.gov website so that you can access your tax transcripts for the most up-to-date information. Transcripts are updated throughout the week depending on the cycle codes, with a large batch updated occurring on Friday mornings. Now, as many of our viewers who claimed either EITC or CTC continue to wait until mid-February for the IRS to start processing their tax returns and issuing those refunds due to the PATH Act, a growing number are now reporting encountering the 424 code when checking their tax transcripts as seen here. This was one issue we discussed going into the tax season that we believe was going to cause some extended delays for some based on what we saw last year, and this was one of the top reasons for refund delays as reported by our viewers. When it comes to further examinations and even audits involving those tax returns claiming EITC or CTC, there's no pattern to it, and obviously not all those returns claiming one of those credits will see an additional examination. It could be those claiming one of those credits for the first time, or even those who've been claiming the same dependents for multiple years. And also, we have seen if you've had your tax return examined in the past, this could happen again. As we mentioned earlier, we do strongly recommend to check those tax transcripts for the most up-to-date information on your tax refund status. If you've recently submitted your tax return, do expect to see the letters NA appear as seen here on the left-hand side of the screen in place of tax year 2022. Now, once a return is uploaded into the IRS computer system, you will then see 2022 appear with the option to download that transcript. From there, you will have access to the most up-to-date information on your tax transcripts, depending on how far you are in the processing stage. Now, for those of you still waiting on last year's tax refunds and even refunds from tax year 2020, the IRS still continues to process those returns. However, they're behind in the reporting of the remaining backlog. However, we're expecting this processing to carry over into March and even April. However, we've had several viewers reach out with updates, including one who was waiting 11 months on their refund, who will see a paper check mailed out on February 10th. Another who had their 2020 amended return finally adjusted after 7 months, as seen here. With an overwhelming majority of taxpayers receiving their tax refunds via direct deposit or paper check, there are some who choose to have part or all of their refunds issued in the form of U.S. savings bonds. Now, to allocate your refund, you would need to complete IRS Form 8888 as seen here. And once your return is processed and refund issued, the refund status tracker would look similar to what is seen here on the right-hand side of the screen. It should be noted the Bureau of Public Debt will mail out those savings bonds to you and not the IRS. As a reminder for those of you who've received more than $600 from online transactions for the sale of goods and services through platforms such as eBay, Etsy, PayPal, and Venmo, the IRS has delayed the new reporting rule requiring you to report that income on your taxes until next year. Now, this was a growing concern for those impacted and for those who needed to report and issue those 1099-K forms. So for this year, the old rule will remain in place requiring those whose gross payments exceeded $20,000 and more than 200 transactions to report that income. As of this recording, the IRS is late in reporting the first week filing stats for the 2023 tax season, so we don't have an exact idea of how this tax season is progressing. However, we do know that the backlog coming into this year is less than what it was last year, and one of the major causes of delays, which was those advanced CTC payments that happened in 2021, did not happen in 2022. So we're really waiting to see how this tax season will compare to last year. Let us know in the comment section below about your ongoing tax refund or filing issue. In the meantime, we'll keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.